Hello, and Happy New Year's from me to you. Well, it was just Christmas, and on my part, my family got me a whole lot of film, which was nice, because I'm a broke college student, and can you ever really have too much film? No, seriously, I'm genuinely asking. One of the films that I got was CineStill's daylight balanced 50D color negative film, which is exciting. I've been meaning to shoot this for a long time now. For those of you who don't know, CineStill 50D is a 50 ISO daylight balanced film from CineStill. And what CineStill does with their films is they take motion picture film, which normally has a remjet backing layer, and they remove the backing layer so it can be developed in normal C41 techniques. One of the side effects of removing the remjet layer for this motion picture film is it creates a lot of halations, which are just those little glows that you see around the highlights, around lights and such. It's a really cool effect. Some people don't like it. Personally, I think it's neat. One of the reasons I like shooting CineStill so much. So I packed along my trusty Rolleiflex, a roll of CineStill 50D, and got in the car with my family. And of course, my dog, Indy. He also had himself a pretty good Christmas. Got a lot of presents, but whatever. This video is not about him, it's about me. So the whole family and I went out to a little park called Rock Hollow. It's not too far away from our house. And we went for a hike. It's really cool. This place has excellent lighting. It was a good day to be shooting this film. It was really bright outside, which is good. For a 50 ISO film, you need quite a bit of natural light. And that was nice. I did notice with a few of these shots, CineStill 50D likes to tend toward the warmer side and casts this real warm glow over things, but I kind of like it. My mom told me to get my nose out of the camera and just enjoy things as they are, but honestly, the world just looks a lot prettier through a viewfinder. There's a lot of bridges at the park. So I took this photo here of my sisters. I was trying to overexpose this film. I heard that 50D looks pretty good overexposed, but it meant I had to slow down the shutter speed just a little bit. So some of these photos got a lot of motion blur. One of the reasons we went to this park is because we know there's a lot of fun trickling waterfalls that leave really cool icicles when it gets cold out. So we went there to get our hands on some of these icicles. I, of course, had my ulterior motives wanting to find a perfect murder weapon that would melt before the cops could arrive at the scene of the crime. Here's a really good example of the halation effect on the CineStill film. I wanted to take a photo where you could see the sun through the icicle, but because of the way the halations glowed out the highlights, it just looks like the whole icicle is really bright. Still a really cool shot though, and it's one of my more favorite ones from this roll. Aside from the icicles, one of the reasons my family likes to come to this park a lot is there's this really cool vine swing that's just right off the side of the road. So we went there and we swung around.
I'll get on.
I got to really live out my emo middle school fantasies and truly embrace the All-American Rejects mantra of swing, swing. I think it's All-American Rejects. Actually, that might be someone else. That'd be really embarrassing if it was.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Here you can really start to see the consequences of my slower shutter speed. Because I was shooting at about 1/50th of a second, the swings, people on the swing, came out really blurry. At first I was disappointed about it, but honestly, it's kind of cool. It makes it a more dynamic shot. Later down on the trail, I saw this bench that had some chalk drawings on it, and in the background there's this really cool looking I saw this bench that looked cool and a birdhouse on a tree. So I wanted to take a photo, but then my family took that as an opportunity to keep walking and abandoned me. And that's the story of how I became an orphan. It's a good one, isn't it? Thinking about selling the movie rights. Most of these I shot at 1/50th of a second at f5.6 so that I could overexpose the shot and also get some of that nice depth of field effect, which I think is most prevalent with the photo I took of the birdhouse.
Oh, okay.
So the camera I used was my Rolleiflex. It's a medium format camera that shoots 6x6 square frame images, and it's been a lot of fun using this guy. I really like the waist level finder. Honestly, the world looks just so much better through a viewfinder. If I could replace my eyes with Rolleiflex viewfinders, I just might. One of the downsides of this camera, however, or not necessarily downside, it's more of a limitation, is that it shoots a square frame, and square frames are just a lot harder to work around. But I think from the limitations, it makes you do better things. I don't know, there's something there about how art is born out of limitations. So, you know, next time I go out to shoot, I'll be wearing handcuffs and a straitjacket. While my sisters were swinging, I really wanted to get a photo here of my dog, and this is when you can really start to see the impacts of the halations that I was talking about on the 50D, because the sun was right behind my grandma and my dog, and it really just glowed out the whole frame. In hindsight, I probably should have underexposed that shot a little bit more, but it still looks okay. Very, very bright and ethereal, which I think overall is a characteristic of this film that you get, especially when you overexpose it 1 or 2 stops like I did. Of course, I ended up getting a good shot of my dog. Here he is. Here's Indy, the boy, my beautiful, beautiful boy. I really like how this one came out. I bought him a hairbrush for Christmas, so he had just like fluffed up his hair a lot, and that really glowed in the light. And all in all, I think this is my favorite shot off the roll. And these last 2 frames were taken by my little sister. They're cute, they're a lot of fun. I wanted to get myself into this video somehow. So here's me, immortalized in film. For one of them, you could tell she missed the focus a little bit, and I also had the shutter speed set low, so the handshake made the other one blurry, but they're good. All in all, it was a great Christmas. I had a good time, and as we welcome in the new year, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to shooting more film. I guess, I don't know. I plan on making more of these, so stay tuned. Comment below if you're watching this. Anything you'd like to see. I plan on doing some more videos, shooting, maybe doing some developing. So it'll be good. Oh, and stay tuned for a very merry CineStill Christmas Part 2. I'm going to take some of my CineStill 800T, which is a tungsten balanced film, and go out and do some night photography of Christmas lights. which should turn out really cool. So if you want to see that one when it comes out, I guess subscribe. And all in all, have a meowy Catsmas. Okay, that's not bad. I'm happy about this.